Welcome back, ladies, germs. This is episode 4, of course, of the Flesh Terror, season 2. Let's paint. I'm your host, your chapter master, Trooper 6. So now we are going to attempt the freehand, and I've got my matte white. I've got my shoulder. We're gonna go right in the center and slowly dab and work ourselves out. Kind of just dabbing it along the way. Because we do have tricks that we have picked up that will help things look a little more refined. Because obviously this is not going to be the prettiest looking freehand in the world. But there are tricks of the trade to make you look better than you is. And that's okay. So, we are going to get out one of our smaller brushes now. Get some white. Alright. But now, we got them teeth. We got them saw teeth to worry about, right? So, we're just going to go right there. Alright? And that'll be the basis for what we're trying to work with. Alright? However that ends up is how we need to try to keep it at. And already we're getting a little funky. This part is not easy. So even if I butcher it, if you blotch it, if you swatch it, just keep it going, all right? Just keep it going. You might be okay with it by the end. You might be. Freehand has never been easy to me. Some people just have it. They just have it. And I don't like that tooth mark at all. I hate it. I hate it so much. But we're going to continue. We're going to keep going. Just keep going because it's going to be hard enough to keep things as they are. God damn it. We've screwed it all up, haven't we? Look at that. You see that? It's not that bad. It is fixable. But good fucking lord, dude. It looks more like, god damn it. It looks more like a fudged galaxy than it does a saw blade. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. And this is how we're gonna start this episode. That's fun. It's gonna look like a bunch of fucking amateurs here, aren't we? You see that? You see that? Good lord. I don't see much of a way to save this one, except to add some black. Probably right around here. But what I am going to do is take the white and I'm going to strengthen the middle. Yeah, don't worry, it does feel a little chonky. It is getting a little chonky. But that's okay. Like I said, we've got a plan. Yeah, that is just terrible. So what we're going to do is try to fix it with a little bit of black. I don't quite recommend people do this, I guess. I don't even know what I would recommend people to do other than to go onto Etsy and buy a transfer. Which I've been so tempted to do, but I just don't do Flesh Terrors enough to even bother with buying a transfer. All right. And we got to approach this little by little. All right. So we're going to fix that spot right there. Go in right here. All right. Now we do know that we just blotched everything again, basically. Now we've got this weird gouge sticking out, but we're gonna have to fix it with the white. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to go back over it with the white. All right. But that is part of the plan. The trick is we gotta save. We gotta wait for that black to dry out a little bit more. Good Lord. Good Lord. So last time I did a flesh tear, what I did was I fucked up that pauldron. I took my X-Acto blade to it. I made a gash like right there in the center, more or less in the center. And then I took a heated piece of metal and I put 2 divots in there to make it look like bolter impacts. And then I did an ugly ass symbol. And you know what? It actually looked pretty decent because all the mistakes were covered by all of the battle damage. All I had to do was just imagine how the rest of it would really go, and it fit. It worked. But now comes the hard part. Because I can't just keep going back over this. It will look incredibly crappy if we do just keep going over it. All right. You know what? We're going to have to leave that because I got an idea. All right. I got an idea for it. So I will ask everyone to just trust me. What we're going to do, though, is jump to the blood stain or to the blood droplet. So I'm going to hit that red that I already had out. We're going to try to make a little line right down the center. Right about there is where we're going to stop it. All right. You see what we got going on here? It's a little crooked, but that just means that you flared out the other way. Try to keep it kind of even. I need a little bit more red to pull this off. Not that much. All right. Not that much. Just that much. All right. And I'm going to try to give a blood drop look to it. All right. Oh, fuck. You can only add more. I swear, today is just not our day for freehand, dude. Because in order to pull it off, we have to keep flaring it out. But you know what? For all intents and purposes, that will have to do for now. Because of the trick I have up my sleeve for it. It requires a sponge. Basically, what we're going to do is make it look like the paint has been wearing out. Simple trick. Simple trick. I did not pioneer it. I don't even remember where I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I've seen multiple people doing it. But that's what we're going to have to do. But until then, I do not have any of that. So let me get it real quick. All right. And I've got our varnish so that we can do this. And by this, I mean those transfers over there. Alrighty. So before we get to the transfers, I will go ahead and show you guys the sponge trick that I was talking about. So just try to get any kind of foam that you can. Rip off a little chunk. All right. And find, I guess, a spot that you want to work with. You know, make it big enough to where you can hold it. And I'm going to pick off a little bit to make it kind of flat on the part that I'm going to be using. And then you're going to dab this in the black paint that you had. And then, just like a dry brushing, you're going to get off most of it. All right? I'll even test it on my skin. And there we go. You can see just how much we got coming off. And we want a lot of it off. That way, when I start dabbing this thing, that it starts to look proper. But yeah, we want to start dabbing it, especially in the part that I have become very upset with. All right, just like that. So it's going to look real messed up right there. You don't have to even it out because paint chipping is just, that's how it goes. All right, and we will do that two later things. So I'm going to leave that right there for now. Because now we will do the transfers. All right, I got my tweezers out. I need a bottle of water. Not a bottle. I need my cup of water. Got my cup of water. Cup of water right here. That's right, it's a little Charlie Brown. Got my cup of water. Get my water. I'm going to get my brushes. I have designated brushes for it. All right. That is going to be my shading brush. So here are my two brushes. And we're going to start out with his shoulder. Because we'll need this battle line designation to dry. I'm going to get our varnish out. Because if you guys have seen me do this before, it's probably very aggravating to watch someone do it in such an improper way. You're welcome. I have tried other ways and it just doesn't like to cooperate with me. All right, so we're just going to add that water to it. Like my little song? I don't. Get that moving. Get plenty. All right, now blip, 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 blip. And this is a matte varnish. I'm not using a satin or anything. All right, we've got that coming off the paper. So try to get this pretty. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Will it move? It will not move. That is not a good, fuck you. That is not a good sign. Oh my God, if you would just give me. No, sorry about that, folks. Good Lord. I thought we were past things like this. I really, really did. But we're not. So to catch you guys up on what you apparently missed was I got that on there and I got that on there. Look at that kneecap. Look at that arrow. Friggin' splendid, isn't it? All right. Now we're going to get this little company number badge over the arrow. Okay. Now, yeah, we skipped like 5-10 minutes, something like that. God. Yeah, just technical difficulties, guys. You'd think we could move past things like this, but no. No. No, we can't. We can't do it. Don't you understand? It's what makes us who we are. It's what makes us... Oh, my God. Apparently, I got so flabbergasted I forgot to clean that brush. All right, we're okay. I got so flabbergasted earlier. All right, so we need plenty right there. All right, and we're going to get that 6 off of there just like that. And now, come in here with the tweezers. Come here, grab it, and get that 6 right here as best we can. And then, oh, look at that. We don't even have to move it. That looks great. It's fan-flicking-tastic. All right, perfect. That is a nice change, actually. So what you guys had missed was that this arrow ended up between this bolt and this bolt. It was way over here on this side, and I was like, oh my god. So I tried to move it, and it was not going to move. So then I used more of the varnish, and I just blah, 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 all over it. It did move, thankfully. And I know I'm not doing things in the proper way, so to speak. I'm not taking the transfer on something and then wiping it onto the Mini. And I'm probably not using the proper liquid either. I don't really give a good goddamn. But it wasn't working out for me. The technique that I've been using, that I have not necessarily perfected, but has been working for me more or less, it failed. It failed miserably, and it killed me. So our last transfer, because I already got the knee, last transfer is going to be this black Aquila that we're going to put right here on his chest. So I was going to leave the chest blank. Then I was like, no. When I was getting transfers ready for this Mini, cutting them out earlier today, I figured, screw it. We're going to put a black Aquila there, not a white one, because if I was doing like a Primaris, I'd be painting it a silver or a dark iron. Most likely silver, because I've been doing silver for flesh tears now and not the iron. All right. That's enough of that. And the black Aquila will look just fine on this, but it's not got enough. Woohoo! Look at that sucker move everywhere, because now we have too much. All right. Let's get that thing straightened out. And it is more or less centered. I'm trying to pull it over a little bit. That'll just have to stay there. Okay. Apologies, I know I just knocked the camera over. All right, there we go. So, that black Aquila, it's not the prettiest thing, but it is on there right now. And when it dries up a bit, I don't feel like waiting. It doesn't look the smoothest. We can't have it looking like a transfer. Jesus, man, just sit still. This is a problem I rarely ever have when it comes to me doing my transfers. And of course, when it's on camera, I'm going to run into every problem in the book now. And it's going to make me look like the biggest amateur in the world. And you could see it, especially with the glare right there. It looks a little bubbled. And seeing it, yeah, it is a little bubbled right there. And it drives me nuts, but we have to let it dry and do its thing, and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. This thing looks like it's pretty much dried, but we are going to take some. We're going to do another coat over top of it to really help seal that in, since I didn't do that before. All right. And before I forget, we need to take some black paint, and we need to dab that part, that just got silvered. I don't know what the hell happened there, but I don't like it. And I don't remember our brush fudging like that when we were painting it in the first place. I just don't remember that happening. All right. And when that dries, it should dry pretty seamlessly. It's already blending in just fine. But we are going to take the sponge and we're going to dab it over that and the knee. And we just might do it to the chest as well. But as you can see, we took the sponge and we fudged that up just a bit to try to hide our mistakes. Although this part really, really is sticking out there. And you know what? We're just going to have to live with that. Okay, not every piece can be a masterpiece. Not every piece can be all that it can be in the Navy. That'll drive some people nuts. Just do some little squiggles. I very much like this pen to let me do little things like that. That's essentially why I got it. It's Faber-Castell. But either way, let's see. What else do we have? I think that's it. All we really got to do is start to glue this son of a bitch together. So let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to get rid of this real quick. Reminded me of McDonald's. I'm fucking it. Anyway, let's get some glue. We're going to do bloop, a little bit there, and I'm even going to put a little bit there. And this thing is going to slot right on in. All right, just like that. Now, take the other arm. Get a little bit of glue. Bloop. Now, what we really got to do is line this up with the wrist as well. Get the wrist glued. Get that glued. Get the wrist and the shoulder. Oh, man. Oh, man, you are not wanting to line up. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Whew, that could have been close. That could have been real close. However, we do have some black there, or a bare spot that we need to get. Oof. Now this you got to be careful with, everybody, because you've got glue in here. And of course the glue will seep out through the cracks. And yep, it got our brush. Unfortunately, it got our brush. And is this one of the... Damn, that is the new one. But it's okay, because these brushes I got on Amazon, right? And somehow they were marked half off. And we're good. The brush is fine. They were marked down half off. So I got 2 packs. I got 2 packs. And they didn't get shot. Oh, bad joke. All right. Now that... Good Lord, this brush is really getting out there. Now that the chest has dried up a bit, we're going to slap another coat on there to help seal that chest piece up a bit. All right. Try to blend in with the parts that were sticking out, because that was embarrassing looking. But it's okay. Once we start applying all the What am I thinking? Ugh, I can't think. That's the problem right now. I can't. The wash. Yeah, once we start applying the wash, which is not on the table, uh, then everything will really start to blend together. But we're going to get as much of this tack out of the shoulder as we can. It is a pain sometimes. Also, this is some of the sturdiest tack I've ever really had to deal with, because usually whenever I'm primer, usually it doesn't like to hold anymore. It's starting to wear, but I guess because I've been using this stuff on a daily right now, it's just maintaining. Get the helmet, and we're going to have to get the backpack off of there. Yep, and all that tack went right there to it. Ah! Come on. Come on, you son of a fuck. Get out of there. I don't like holding these things that are raw. That's definitely what she said. She likes it raw and wriggling. Anyway. All right, what are we going to do next? How about the head? Because we can. And a little bloop. A little bloop bloop. And we'll position it so that he's looking in the direction of the barrel, of course. So, bam, there you go. Right there. And of course he looks funky without his shoulders. So we're going to put the shoulders up there. And oh, good Lord. Don't worry. Nothing you guys have to worry about. What I just oh-lorded about. But there's probably going to be a slight interruption as I struggle to get something fixed real quick on my end. It's just come to my attention. Annoyingly. But it is there. Okay. 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 And pause. Unpause. So you forgot that. You see it. I know you see it. We forgot it. And stupid. Anyway, we're going to glue this backpack on there, and I'm going to get that off of camera because screw you guys. Well, I'm already home, but we're going to do that off camera, like I said, because this episode has gone on quite long enough. He is more or less done. So you guys are going to see the finished product here in just a minute, but I want to take this moment to thank everyone who has been joining me. If you guys have been liking the content, please like the video. It very much helps me out. Subscribe, please, if you're new. Keep a lookout for more stuff. Comment. Tell me what you think. Is there a chapter you want me to do? Is there a different technique you want me to try? It's something, anything. Give me some feedback, people. Until then, I guess I'm going to see you all on the next episode. I'm not exactly sure what I might do. We might change it up and do something D&D versus all these Space Marines. But if you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. We'll discuss them. Either way, may the Void Father guide your brush. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this kickoff to Season 2 of Let's Paint. I will see you guys next time.